Why do queer teens love Ranboo? So, disclaimer, I don't pretend to be an expert on LGBTQ issues, and anybody looking to learn more should definitely not come to me for genuine help or answers. While I do consider myself as a part of the community, I'm still figuring myself out, and as such, I'm not all-knowing. I encourage those more educated than I to drop their own opinions in the comment section. Also, I will be using the word queer in this video a lot in a positive meaning, but if you're uncomfortable with that, then I understand, and I suggest probably not watching this video. Thank you, and enjoy. So, why do queer teens love Ranboo? The content creator came into fame late last year and has had a particularly massive streak of popularity among the LGBTQ+ community, specifically with non-binary and gender non-conforming teens. But why is that? Today, we're going to explore the gender man phenomenon. And if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. If you don't feel like subscribing, that's cool too. Instead, just leave a comment so the algorithm will recommend this video to more people. It really helps me out a lot as a creator, and it's less of a commitment than subscribing. Also, make sure to support LGBTQ content creators, whether it's Pride Month or any month. So, the short answer to this question is, he's a white boy who plays Minecraft on the Dream SMP. Of course, all the girls, gays, and theys are going to be flocking toward him like bees to honey. But I think that there really is a more complicated answer to this, and I think it's pretty interesting to investigate. I am an overthinker by nature. So, Ranboo himself doesn't show his face, at least not explicitly. We've obviously seen him with the glasses and the mask on a number of occasions, both live and in recorded videos, so we have a general idea of what he looks like. Enough to make stylized fan art and have people still instantly recognize it as Ranboo. That's different from, say, like Dream, where we don't even have the slightest idea of what his face looks like in real life, and thus have nothing from which our brains can fill in the gaps. And it's that filling in the gaps part of it that's the key here, and I'll come back to that quite a few times throughout this video. So, non-binary and trans folk commonly say that they have gender envy for Ranboo, despite not knowing what he looks like, and I think that is interesting, because I think they're imagining that Ranboo looks like how they want to present themselves. Essentially, they're envious of their own imagination, or they're envious of the person that they've convinced themselves that Ranboo looks like. So, and him being just another white boy makes him an excellent blank slate, so to speak, for trans and gender non-conforming kids to project onto. Does that mean that everyone is doing this? No, obviously not. And this theory also sort of ignores the existence of queer people of color who might not relate to Ranboo specifically, or those who are already comfortable with their gender presentation. Even so, I do believe it has some ground to stand on, but that's not all. So Ranboo's character on the Dream SMP is inhuman, and not even he fully knows what he is. He's half Enderman, half some other undisclosed being. Now, Endermen already have sort of become a symbol of the non-binary community, and exactly why is a topic that deserves a whole video of its own, but that's besides the point. The point is that this is yet another avenue through which queer kids choose to project onto Ranboo. Minecraft is pretty simplistic, and so as long as you can still keep the points of the crown, the suit, and the black and white, people are going to recognize it as Ranboo. Again, this leaves a lot of room for filling in the gaps, and you can imagine Ranboo as any sort of creature or monster that you want to, and it's still very obviously him. Now, if you've been paying attention this whole video, you're probably seeing where I'm going with this. This creates a subconscious narrative of, even if you're told that you are, or you see yourself as monstrous or weird because of external or internalized transphobia, you can still be loved and feel love. It also creates another way to fill in the gaps. Someone who doesn't really vibe with the gender binary can instead project their desires in the way that they imagine Ranboo's Dream SMP character. And in some ways, him being inhuman can be a point of comfort. This connects to a lot of recent stuff with finding abstract or absurd ways to describe the way we feel about gender, because sometimes there is just no human way to describe it. A big part of Ranboo's canon storyline is about discovering himself and realizing who he really is. Queer people are generally just inherently attracted to narratives about self-discovery because it makes for an excellent coming-out metaphor. Even if that's not what it explicitly is, you can interpret it that way, and that's what's really important, as has been the theme this whole video. People can find a way to relate to Ranboo's character on a very deep and personal level because of this. Additionally, this works pretty well with the fact that Ranboo is already in a canon MLM relationship with Tubbo and has used they/them pronouns to refer to his own character. Now, I am aware that Ranboo and Tubbo's IRL relationship is nothing more than platonic, and I wouldn't want to imply it to be any other way. However, purely within the storyline of the Dream SMP, Ranboo, and other creators as well, have implied it to be romantic. Now, the third part of this is that I think it's just way easier for teens in general to relate to Ranboo because of his age and personality. He's closer to the target demographics age than the majority of Dream SMP streamers are, barring, like, Tommy and Tubbo, but he's awkward and anxious just like we are too. Plus, he's just very explicit about his support for the LGBTQ community and has cultivated a very welcoming and positive environment. Much like many other Dream SMP streamers. I'm not trying to say he's special here, but it is, definitely something to consider when we're talking about this. And, he's also donated massive amounts of money to the Trevor Project, an organization that helps LGBTQ youth who are feeling suicidal. And he's fully embraced the gender man persona, even joking and, making playful comments with fans about stealing all the gender. So it's clear that Ranboo is a true ally, and continues to be a true icon for teens in the LGBTQ community, even though he's not part of it himself through his supportive, positive vibes in his community, and using his influence as an internet celebrity to do good. Happy Pride Month, everybody!